and they're going for the kill because they get the Frost Blast into the Stomp. But it looks like the pause is done. Everyone's good to go. I actually have to say this. I don't like the Bat Rider mid versus the Mirana.
Okay.
I feel like that matchup is actually not good for the Bat because the range on his auto attack is quite short. And even if you get a bunch of stacks of sticky on a hero like Mirana, unlike Puck where you use your farming utility as your escape, Mirana just has an escape built in that isn't used to farm. So she can always Starstorm to push the wave, and she can just leap away.
Right.
So
doesn't she have the lowest turn rate in the game, though?
Mirana's very slow turner, yeah. But at the same time, I still feel as though you're never going to get in a range, really, to do anything, unless you pick up like a haste, right? So you can just eat auto attacks as Bat Rider when you go for creeps. I think that's more or less what's going to end up happening. It looks like they're starting a level 1 rush, but they're going to find that it's not there.
Yep. Takes half his mana for 1 arrow.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's alright. So I guess if you're really next level, if you're Hani, you see him losing a little bit of mana, and you know that he's got arrow 1 and you use it. If you're somehow you know how sometimes if you block well enough, you could get level 2 before the enemy gets level 2?
Right.
And then go for the kill? That could happen.
Yeah, but there's another part of that too. What if it's next level, and he sees the mana that he's regened and assumed that he used leap instead of arrow because he's not missing the same amount of mana.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see how next level it is.
Yeah, but
the really next level thing is that Sing Sing's not going mid.
Oh, it looks like it's a 2-2-1, yeah. But it's just going to be ES and Drow, which is way better, like in my opinion at least, because these two heroes bottom, I don't think we'll have any issue whatsoever laning against the aggressive dual lane that Fnatic have. But I still think the experience advantage will go the way of Fnatic because they have a Lich down here. So they're kind of minimizing their losses, just giving the Drow a better start. My question is, though, do you want to give the better start to the Drow or Sing and the Mirana, who's supposed to be the mid-game impact player?
It depends on what items they get. If we're talking about Blink Daggers on Drow, then yeah, I think Drow actually is going to give you some mid-game impact, especially with the Change Silence. But yeah, Sing Sing is going to have to be the person that's going to be getting a lot of farm. But keep in mind that he is getting a little bit of help from Envy. I mean, Envy is going to give him the aura, so the early game damage bonus for Sing Sing is going to be nice.
Giving the extra is good for sure.
Yeah, and the fact that you miss 1 creep kill every 30 seconds or something from the Lich sacrifice is pretty big as well, and the experience as well. Gives you a big advantage in the offline.
The interesting thing is that Fnatic didn't block the pull, they just warded for the lane. So I guess they're just being about as greedy as they can be in the sense that they want to try to go for like max farm. Trixie's going to eat an arrow here bottom, but he's more than fine. And we can see some creep pulling here. Fissures mid to pull the Ancients. Well, pull to the Ancients, but of course these aren't going to kill it. Pylai dies just denying experience from mid.
Hey,
it's like 3 creep waves, I think.
He's being a better version of Lich than Lich is, so you can't complain.
I personally think that is a little bit imbalanced. That you can do that, especially the fissure bottom lane.
As dire, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really tough to deal with. In fact, you just can't do anything about it at all.
Meanwhile, here it looks like a little bit of exchange of fire on the mid lane.
Fire and ice.
I'm surprised that Envy, when he delivered a courier, he got himself a pair of tangos, that there was no magic stick in that. Generally, that's the first item you rush to. Perhaps Envy is going straight for boots of speed to give him a little bit more guaranteed survivability. Or are you doing that's just... And I think that's what he's gone for.
I think it's because maybe he assumed that there was going to be a dual lane mid. I mean, looking at it now, it makes a heck of a lot more sense that Cloud9 lane this way than the way that we were expecting them to. Just because you want at least one of your lanes to get something, and in this case they're prioritizing Envy, which is fine. So I think it was just anticipation, honestly.
Yeah, alright.
If you're Earthshaker here, do you need to make sure you have mana to Fissure all the time? Is that the... so now he doesn't, so... Well,
there's a pretty low probability of there being any roaming on this lane, given the fact that bottom is a 2v2 and top is a 2v1, but the Dazzle really can't leave, otherwise Bone 7's going to have a pretty easy time harassing Era, significantly, and there's no way Era can do anything to rebuttal against that. So the lanes are more or less going to remain static for a very long time, which I think kind of favors Cloud9 because it allows Envy to get his base built up, and Bone 7 actually still has 8 CS, even given the fact that he's in a 2v1, so it's not like he's doing terribly, and he's not being totally zoned either.
Yeah, so, well, No-Tail's going to try a little bit right now here. A little bit of phase action, and it looks like Bone 7 trying to get out of there. The Crush being baits out the Jaunt. But yeah, I mean, Lich as well as Dazzle aren't inherently great gankers, so Envy knows that he should be safe most of the time. Do you think he's going to go for straight treads, or are we going to see a little bit of maybe a magic stick, magic wand, or a little bit of other items?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that in games like this, Blink is still a really good choice. The one thing that sucks about it, though, is that when you blink, say you double tap Blink, right, to blink towards your base, and we can see Hani playing a bit aggressive here mid, but he's just going to back up. When you blink away, if you're stickied, sometimes it can actually get you killed if you don't blink fast enough because of the turn time. That's the only kind of stipulation that I have with items like that. But even if you just get, like, Treads, Dominator, Blink, your damage is still insane.
Yeah,
right?
because you're Draw Ranger.
Yeah, because of marksmanship. So once you get 11, you're still going to hit like a truck. You just have to make sure you're in the right spots.
Okay, here
So
we're
it's all about positioning.
Yeah, absolutely, especially against Centaur Slardar team, man. If you get caught by that, you are not having a good time.
Centaur is the most fun hero in the game to play. Press the ulti and it's like, run at them like.
Well, good thing for Centaur is that there's no Rubik in this game, because when the other team gets Centaur ultimate, suddenly you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's really tough, actually, when you get your ult stolen, because you pretty much can't use a spell unless you whiff it, because you're running in range to try to stop them with your ulti, so it's kind of a bummer.
Well, what I've noticed is that Hani's doing a very excellent job in terms of farming his lane. Well, he's not really even in the lane that much anymore. He's farming his own jungle. He's farming the enemy jungle. And now in the invis, he could actually possibly gank bot as well. Bot doesn't have vision at all, but Hani is just straight up jungling. This is like the first time I've seen in a pro game where it's like the new meta, hey, we sack mid, because why the hell not?
Well, it's the same reasoning behind why it's okay for Envy to just sit mid, because there's not going to be any movement on the map.
Yeah.
So Hani pretty much feels the same way. He knows that Cloud9 are likely to not move, so if they're not going to move, why the heck would they go to their own jungle? They have a ward here, but it doesn't see up to the high ground, so Hani's going to be able to just eat the entire side of Cloud9.
He's getting so much more in here than the actual laning, so why the hell not?
Yeah, good move, good move. He's level 6 now. He just got 2 levels from that.
It's crazy.
Jeez. Envy, though, is obviously keeping up, but that's going to allow No-Tail here to at least sap a little bit of experience by rotating. That's going to free up Puck on the top lane, though, which he desperately needs last level.
He's getting caught out here by the...
He's a horse.
Yeah, he is a horse, actually. Sing, trying to line up the arrow. It's coming out. Trixie with the dodge, but I don't think he can get the high ground here without potentially going down. Sing actually gets first blood on Dazzle.
No, the arrow hit the double
wait.
What?
It hit No-Tail.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow. Doesn't matter. That's not the person you're aiming for, but, you know. Meanwhile, top tower here, as we have a trade going off. Era trades his life for Bone 7.
Yeah.
Era gets the experience, but I think for Puck, he's happy with that trade.
That was really crazy. I wasn't even looking at where that arrow went. I was just seeing if Trixie was going to live, and then all of a sudden, dead No-Tail.
He's got first blood off that arrow, too, so that's a lot of go for him.
All right, well, unexpected, but still Cloud9 off to a really strong start, 3-1. Leading the CS right now is Envy, sitting at 39 and 13, and of course Era and actually Hani are right behind him. So it's not even like Fnatic are really losing out that much on their middle lane.
A lot of the Hanis will be jungle creeps though as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was wondering earlier what is Drow Ranger going to be going for? He has a Hannah Midas recipe in the stash, so that's what he's going for. Quick Hannah Midas. What do you feel about a hero that already gets to her peak much quicker? Do you think Midas inherently gets weaker there? Because Midas generally helps people get their experience, so they get to their peak faster. But Drow already has that innately built into her.
I don't know. I still think that getting level 3 marksmanship as fast as you can is still going to be good. You know, it's like 20. Actually, it's technically 40 bonus, I think, right? Because it's double the value as long as you're not in the certain radius of enemy heroes. So,
although in this game you're always going to be radius of that. Yeah,
you probably will be, but I still think it's fine, especially given the fact that his start has been phenomenal. 46 and 13 at 7 minutes in. It's definitely not bad. So,
is there a time where the Hannah Midas kind of falls off? Like after 10 minutes, it's not.
I don't think it ever falls off.
The whole point is so it doesn't fall off. That's the point of the item, is to just make sure that you remain relevant, even if you die, or even if you have a team fight where you don't necessarily get a whole lot out of it. You can just Midas, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm still getting something.
It's reliable gold as well, actually.
Yeah, it is. So even if you die and buy back, you can still Midas something. So it's definitely not too bad. But I think that given the start that Cloud9 has, I feel pretty confident they're going to do well this game.
And obviously, we're talking about Slardar, the Centaur, the Batrider, so much frontline tanking. You need some ways to deal with the HP pool that they're having. And we're seeing, Mirana is not going to be a hero that can do that. Drow Ranger definitely can. Like, he or she does so much damage that she can pierce through that HP, no problem.
Well, Mirana actually benefits from the damage.
Top lane, going to throw out a silence. TP reaction coming in. It's going to be Pylai die. There's the phase shift. Arrow wants to get another crush, maybe. He's going to be in some trouble. He's still on int shreds, but I think, he's going to be fine. The range creeps.
All right.
Nah, he's got a self. He's got a self. Pylai wants to go for the stun, but unfortunately he doesn't have mana. Oh man, Era's going to re-engage. I don't think Pylai saw that he had a salve. This could be bad. He doesn't have sprint though. 1 second left. He's going to try to loop around. Pylai still no mana to crush. He does have mana to TP though. If he buys one maybe. Oh, no. Cancel on the crush. TP top.
Enchant Totem trying to get skilled. Here comes a silence perhaps. Yeah, puck came in.
I think he could have went for that actually.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
It's only level 1 Waning Rift. It would have been risky, but I mean, I think he might have been able to kill him.
A huge creep wave there as well.
Although I'm kind of torn there because Pylai is on my team and so is Era, so I don't know who I want to live.
Don't kill each other, lads.
No, just go your separate ways. You have so much to live for.
All right, MV up to another 900 gold on the mid lane. I'm surprised that he actually hasn't been hitting this tower as much because, you know, draw base damage. There you go. Hit that tower.
Is he worried about the bot rider?
Well, the Bat Rider at 8 minutes in, there's no way he would.
Well,
he's actually pretty close,
he's going to get this.
I think there's no way he's okay. He's pretty close.
Yeah, this is like the third or fourth big stack that he's taken, and he's been stacking mostly for himself. So there you go. The first gank is freebie, and I guess, you know, Envy is the person that you want to be ganking right now.
Yeah, he's definitely very high on the list. The one thing about Drow though is you can jungle pretty much at any point in the game, and you don't even need a Dominator as soon as you hit 6 because you can just Frost Arrow the first creep, you know, and they block each other, so you don't really ever take any damage.
Hey, 10 base armor doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think all eyes is on Hani right now. Where is he going to go for the first gank? He's got the TP, and even he's got the smoke. Smoke is actually very critical for Bat Rider play. You got to stay hidden.
Especially in daytime as well.
Yeah, when you're flying over. I think Envy is going to be the target. You see No-Tail also smoked up. So they're actually investing quite a decent amount of time and resource into this particular gank. For their sake, it better work.
Well,
Trixie has his ulti up as well.
Trixie with the ult. This could be their time. I would be surprised if they go for Sing, though, over Envy. Because with Centaur ulti, you can guarantee that you'll pull Envy over the river. Like, no questions asked. And yeah, that's definitely who they're going for.
Yeah, Envy is so dead.
Oh, there's the Firefly. They're scouting it out. Here comes the Blink. Lasso's there. Pylai with the immediate fissure, though. Nicely done.
Beautiful.
And there's actually no detection, but the Chain Frost.
Yeah, the Fate time just came in a little bit too late here. Here comes Bone 7. He does have Coil available. He does find 2 Arrow. Of course it hits. Here comes the Starstorm. It's going to go on Fly. Fly does get graved up here. Can it actually bring him down? Meanwhile, No-Tail being stuck on the high ground. The big totem to his face. Sing on the back line cleans up. So they did get Envy, but they got at least 2 supports for that, so not too bad.
That's still a pretty good exchange. I love the fact that Bone 7 was, I mean, he was there at the right time. The TP reaction was about as quick as I think as you could have asked it to be, and the fissure from Pylai definitely made that happen, because if he wasn't there, there's no way Bone 7 would have been in range for that coil. Like, no way.
I actually think Envy might have killed himself, because he was fading into invisibility.
And then he silenced.
And then he cast silence, so it just reset the fade time, so it was a little bit close. Level 1 fade time on Mirana Ultimate is not the best thing.
Do you think the game will change if they get the Blink Daggers online for the Dire?
Absolutely. I mean, just being able to get in the face of Cloud9 is what Fnatic's team is built for.
Yeah.
So when you have like Centaur ulti and Blink Dagger and stuff like that, you definitely want to go as hard as possible. And man, Trixie is getting annihilated by these birds.
Yeah, these birds, not only do they do a lot of damage on the fresh instances, I do believe they get Drow bonus aura. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so, you know...
Only if she activates it.
If she activates it, yeah.
So eventually there's going to be one team fight. Those birds is going to hurt like hell.
Especially when you have Aghanims on top of that. Sing, it's a solo kill mid. He just picks off Fly. Well, he's happy with your fantasy points right now.
So, you know, you're saying Mirana's one of those heroes that either has 0 impact or a lot of impact.
Oh, top lane. Hani and Era, they spotted him out. Era's going to grab himself a kill. And I believe that, what item is that? Okay, it's a Vanguard, so Era goes for the tankier build. I don't hate that, considering Hani already has his Blink Dagger, you know, and you have Centaur ult too. So it's almost like overkill if you have double Blink Centaur ulti, in my opinion.
Yes.
And just having a hero on your team who can actually take a hit is a pretty good idea in this scenario.
Looks like Trixie's gone for one as well.
I think especially against this lineup where if you blink incorrectly without Vanguard, you eat a fissure, as we see Arrow up top.
Oh, man.
Man, Sing is just so good on this hero, Starstorm. Not only is he going to get the kill, he gets a Centaur as well. Just want to like...
That value
like, you go into somebody's house, you take their TV, and then on the way out, it's like, oh, that's some good Nikes. I'll take those as well.
I don't know what you do in your spare time, Lumi, but I just played that.
Well, I mean, just randomly break into people's house and steal their shit, man. I don't know where you grew up, but...
You know I'm a G, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Top lane.
Oh, Era could be in some trouble here. Bone 7 shows himself, so I think Era's just going to Just going to sit back. Maybe they actually want to try to fight this, though. They don't see Pylai die.
And here comes
And Era is just going to run into some birds.
Physical
Does
damage.
a little bit of damage.
New tech to
Going
those
7.
birds.
No coil just
New
yet.
tech.
Still 10 seconds. He's going to throw out an amp onto Aoi. Grave Chill's there. There's the Mirana ult. Sing's actually making his way top right now, and there's no lane sentries, or no detection at all, really, on No-Tail. Yeah, Fly has one. But he actually didn't drop it, so they don't know. They have no idea that he's here, and Arrow's walking in. He's going to get fissured. No arrow follow-up, though, from Sing. It's a little bit too far away.
But here comes the TP from Eternal Envy. It looks like they're
It's
actually...
a 5-man.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they want to take fights like this early into the game. Envy, there you go. Yeah. There's a Blink Dagger. So we're wondering what the item choice eventually is going to be.
He's already a level 11, man. He is super. Look at his farm.
That Hannah Midas, yo.
Oh, that's an eye. Fly, what a player. Arrow, not going to land.
Man, Envy, you're supposed to get the last hit. That's 1 point right there.
I can't believe a tower last hit is only 1 point. I feel like it should be more than that.
I mean, that's actually the highest value of all the categories.
Yeah, but I still feel like just, 1 point. It's like, eh.
A tower deny should be like 1.5. Let's be real.
Yeah, it should actually be worth more than a tower.
Long arrow, not going to hit.
Scouting arrow, man.
Again, I'm surprised that Cloud9 is pressing so aggressively, especially against a team that has a Bat Rider. That inherently just scares me.
Their damage output is still very high.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can actually afford to do this, and because of the fact that they have a Drow on their team, their tower pushing potential isn't bad. Because between Sing and Envy, I mean, even Sing hits for what?
Arrow?
160 damage?
That is correct. 160 damage.
The air checker Fisher.
The math guys checked me out.
Yeah.
We're good.
Beep, bop, boop.
Oh, Hani, potentially going for initiation here.
Firefly,
he spots out Envy. Can he actually get him, though? It's so dangerous.
Nope.
They're going to go on Bone 7 instead.
Fisher?
The immediate Centaur. Yep, counter Fitter on Hani, but an immediate kill going the way of Fnatic. Killing spree for Era. Weave going to be used as well. Sing on the run. Going to have to leap over Era as well. It's an Echo Slam. They're going pretty hard on Era right now. He has no backup. He's actually too fast for his own good. He's going to end up dropping to Aoi. Another Fisher comes out this time on Trixie. There are no bird stuns just yet, but a Soul Assumption to follow it up. Trixie, he's going to get graved. No tail, though. He's like, yep, I got to get out of here, man. We got baited a little bit too far. I totally disagree with chasing there.
Blink Dagger from Envy. The techs are coming in right now, but nobody in sight to chase. But here's the thing. If you win a small-scale teamfight like that, like Drow Ranger, it doesn't matter. We're 14 minutes in. The respawn time short. You're a Drow. You're going to hit towers. And Envy, if you miss this last hit...
Turns on the birdie power.
Here we go.
That's the thing about Drow, man, is Drow does so much damage. Even with just these items. And yeah, there's your tower last.
There you go. 1 point.
There's a point.
I don't know. I really am kind of surprised that Era did that, because it's so obvious that you're so much faster than the rest of your team that there's no way they're going to be able to keep up with you.
I think what he wanted to do is have his Vanguard tank so much to allow his team to come back in, but
I don't know, man.
The damage what's coming out is way too quick, and another Blink Dagger gets picked up here on Puck.
Yeah, Bone 7. He's got some initiation potential of his own, so he doesn't have to worry about being that close anymore, because he was the one who actually got initiated on there. But now that he has a blink, he doesn't have to be on the front line. It can be Aoi or somebody else.
He might be in a little bit of trouble. No, he has blink. He should be.
Yeah, he's perfectly fine.
I say that, though. Hani on the backside.
He's got Firefly up, but I don't think he wants to go. He's pretty low. And if you blink in and accidentally get Waning Rifted and coiled instead of being able to get your lasso off, then things get a little awkward.
When you're a half HP.
Yeah.
Well, Fnatic looks... We're setting up shop to take this tier 1 tower, but after the wards is dropped, they back up. I mean, if you play a passive game against Cloud9 with a Midas on Drow, who now has a Mask of Madness recipe, well, Envy's going hard.
They don't have any towers as well.
They're just putting a lot of faith in the fact that Bone 7 with a blink and coil and fissures are going to keep him alive. And Pylai Dai really only has to fissure lassos. That's the really nice thing about playing Earthshaker in this matchup, is that's the only initiation you really have to worry about.
For now.
For now, but they always center ult with their lasso, so if maybe they save the center ulti after the Batrider initiation, fights might go a little bit better for them, because both times, right, he's gotten caught by a stun.
Yeah.
So it's not really doing them any good.
I think also, I mean, once Fnatic gets triple BKB on Centaur, Slardar, and Batrider, then the fight gets much better, but we are very far from that. So it's going to be Cloud9 advantage all the way to that point. Looks like we're going to see a 4-man smoke gank, and they're going to run right into these guys. The smoke's going to break. The coil is going to... 3-man silence. 3-man coil. The arrow's going to hit No-Tail. He's dead. The last one's going to come in against AEI, but is that the target that you really want to do? They blow up AEI. Where's Envy? Envy's coming in. He does have the Mask of Madness delivered to him, but it's just a 1-for-1 trade. I think that's actually pretty good for Fnatic.
Poor No-Tail, man. He got the absolute worst of that. He ate everything, including an arrow to the face.
Never mind. Cloud9 says, we're going to go straight to Roche. You don't have
Mask
anything.
of Madness.
Yeah.
You can actually tank this as Drow. You have 15 armor right now. Your damage output is pretty insane. And Fnatic have used Lasso and Centaur ulti, so there's a pretty slim chance they're going to be trying to initiate on this. Heck, they might not even know. Well, actually, they probably know.
I can't do anything
Yeah,
about
but
it.
they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Rashawn has fallen to the
There you go.
radiant.
Envy. He's got an Aegis. Blink Drow, man. It's legit.
I think really what Cloud9 is
Dire's
showing us
bottom
is in
tower
this
is
game
under
is
attack.
timing. It's all about knowing when you're stronger.
Dire's
Earlier I
bottom
was
tower
quite
has
skeptical
fallen.
about that push up top.
Oh, Envy. What a blink.
Did he try to get a tower? It looks like
Dire's
He's stuck in the
middle
trees,
tower
yeah.
is under attack.
I think
Owie with the save.
Aoi actually got the tower lasted with those birds.
Yeah, I was worried about the Hand of Midas as well, because you were saying about the timing.
Yeah.
Like, if he buys the Hand of Midas, you think it slowed him down a bit, but all of a sudden he just has all these other items.
Yeah, he just farmed so well and got so many kills. Actually, he has 0 kills so far.
Yeah, he's gotten only tower kills and creeps, basically.
One tower.
But that's all Drow really needs.
Yeah.
Because people often forget that that hero is basically like a lone druid. He just kills buildings.
Sure. That could silence and stuff. And of course, if you look at top lane, AUI is already farming. Cloud9 seems to be running away with this game. We do see the Blink Dagger pick up on Slardar, so he's going to be looking to aid Hani in terms of initiating, but it feels like they're blinking into the meat grinder this game.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Hani is supposed to really lasso anyone, because he's never going to get Pylite Eye. At least he shouldn't.
Right.
Because he should be sitting so far away that there's no real method for him to get close enough. And if that's the case, anyone else that he goes for, it's going to be immediate counter initiation. That's why I love Earthshaker as a hero, because it makes the initiation so much harder to do successfully. And that's why I think that in general, just picking defensively postured lineups who have some kind of push potential like Cloud9's are so hard to deal with, because they're actually easier to play too.
Yes?
So do you get another Blink Dagger on the Centaur or the Slider? Is that the game plan? So they can initiate and the bot rider can initiate after?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best way to go about it is just have as many people go in as you can and hope that Pylite Die doesn't just echo your whole team. But I don't know. It's still really hard because Cloud9 have two of the best counter initiators in the business in ES and Puck, so.
Yeah, the birds are not too bad either. Like it's a way to
that's true.
stun. Like for the people that doesn't have Blink Dagger, your 2 support that's trying to run in. If the birds are in good position to stun you and kind of divide the team in half, it's a very easy Cloud9 victory. So Cloud9, if you look at Visage, he's almost an Acceptor amount of gold. Envy's up to another 500. An item just got delivered. I'm not sure what
he
it
failed
is.
to deliver.
It's gonna be a Maelstrom. Okay. How much attack speed do you really need?
Oh, here we go. Owie gonna get lassoed up top. There's the Centaur ulti to follow it. And that ulti is not really going to help him too much. Era's going to bag himself a kill. Bone7 going to jaunt to the orb. Era in a lot of trouble here. Envy doing quite a bit of damage. Flamebreaker try to knock him the bash. He still does have an Aegis, remember, but Envy secures the kill. One more auto attack. Even get a Maelstrom proc on top of it.
That Slardar slap hurts so much.
He
He
just
bashed.
chunked
Yeah.
Envy
Yeah.
for 300 damage. Mask of Madness was on, so, you know, there was that. But, hey.
Not too bad, not too bad. Trixie's just casually sitting here bottom. Wow, that double damage on Sing. He just wants to go for the kill. Immediate arrow follow-up. And Sing, man.
Did you see the Dazzle's arms? He lifted them to grave. It's too late.
So close yet so far.
Yeah, Sing has really, I mean, we've been singing Envy's praises with his damage and item choice lately, but it was really Sing that tied the game together. In the beginning portion of the game where it was quite even. Sing just got some magical arrows and went to work. And the rest was, you know, easy follow-up for the rest of the team. So I wonder where Cloud9's going to strike next. They still have the Aegis on Envy for quite almost maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. I'm surprised they're not pressing the tier 2 mid or tier 2 bot yet.
Well, I mean, there's no real pressure for them to, because let's be honest, the late game Drow crushes Fnatic's lineup anyway. Because once the Drow is tanky enough to live through the immediate initiation, or heck, even if he doesn't go tanky and he just goes,
I don't see a single tank.
yeah, if he
so
goes
far.
glass cannon,
Right.
he'll still just kill them, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think Cloud9 are in a really good spot.
All right. So I normally I love Mask of Madness on Batrider. I don't think this is the game to do it.
I actually agree completely.
I don't think movement speed will solve the fissure, which comes in at, was it 1500 range, 1400 range?
It's pretty big.
Yeah. So
And Drow is going to hurt so much when you have Mask of Madness on then.
Just wait until he gets Mjolnir, man.
Man, Mjolnir, with the change of the splash lightning damage, or whatever you call it, actually increase your damage output so much. It used to be in this like cone in front of you, now it's in this big AoE.
It's massive there.
Yeah, actually Trixie is going to be the get caught, silenced. He's going to use his ult to get himself out of there, but Coil will latch him, and here comes the Blink Drow Ranger, 2 shots. He gets caught with the fissure again right there. Hani's going to get picked off as well. AEI, my man, double kill, and that's going to be top racks, I think.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty low. It might be.
Look at the damage the team does.
That's a lot of damage. The Draw's level 16 at 22 minutes in. We got some problems.
That's probably Aghanim's finished on the Visage as well.
Yep.
It's just so hard for the bat to do anything
Dyer's
against
top
that team.
tower is under attack.
There's just
Dyer's
too many
structures
methods
are
of just,
fortified.
hey, you can't lasso and get away.
Yep.
He's been so on point with the Fissures though, really has.
Yeah, Pally Die for me has played this game
Dyer's top
perfectly.
tower has
Couldn't really
fallen.
ask for any better.
Well, that's
Dyer's
the
top
range
barracks
racks
have fallen.
down. The melee racks should be next. I think we're going to
Dyer's
see
top
Fnatic
barracks are
have a
under
good
attack.
one last stand, but,
Dyer's
well,
top
never
barracks
mind.
have
200
fallen.
Gs.
Got the birds, I guess.
I don't know. For me, this game got out of hand really quick. As soon as I saw the landing phase tape shape, it's like they drafted a pretty static team.
Whoa.
Wow, Envy just wants to go ham here. He's still got his Aegis. I mean, it's
There can't be
okay.
long left on it.
There's a ward on the high ground as well. There's a sentry, but I don't think they want to try to kill it just yet. Oh, Trixie, no. The damage. Bone 7 goes in. Managed to get a silence on 1. Immediate center ulti coming out from Trixie. Bone 7 could be going down. Nice fissure by Pally Die, but unfortunately doesn't save him. Hani gets the kill. Rest of Cloud9, I think, are just going to go ahead and back up
They
right
need
now.
it back. There's no fissure.
Owie, what are you doing? That's
Owie's
not your
microing the
base.
birds. Yeah.
That's not your base, buddy. All right, well,
They have lasso, and now this time it goes on Pylai Die. He's going to get caught as well. Drag all the way back to base. Here's a couple of stuns and nukes, and Pylai Die goes down as well.
The fuck you Echo Slam at the end.
I don't know what just happened. Arrow wants more, man. He really wants to kill Envy. But I don't know, man. It's pretty dangerous for him to go on Envy. Because if you have Mjolnir on yourself, even if you are Mask of Madness, you'll probably take quite a bit of damage. But I think Envy's just going to be fine anyway.
Yeah, Envy's up to another 1800 gold. I think if Crystallis or Daedalus comes out, man, the deeps are just going to be too much. Or do you think he'll scale it back for a game-losing item?
Man.
It looks like he agrees with you on the game losing item thing as well.
Envy with a casual blink into another spot. There's no birds to save you this time, buddy.
Howie? Help.
I'm not sure what about that micro, though, earlier by Visage. He's you know,
Hey, man,
generally
it
on top of that.
happens.
It's one extra bird. It confused them.
I could see how, you know, they look kind of similar, like Visage and his birds. They both have wings.
They look nothing
fly.
similar. One is gray, one's blue.
Hey, man, I'm trying to defend him.
Oh, man.
Jeez. But yeah, clearly Fnatic not in the greatest position right now. The Blink on Trixie is nice. Gives them more initiation power, which I feel like that's all their team was built around. It's just, we're going to initiate and we're going to go and go and go. But it's just so easy for Cloud9 to just be like, nope, you can't do anything. I don't know, it's been rough, especially on Hani.
Yep. I think the next fight that the teams are going to be angling for is perhaps... Wait, where's the Roshan?
It's going to be up in anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes.
Is that what that...
Yeah. Because as soon as that last dot runs out, then the inner circle comes up, which is the next 3 minutes.
Man.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
The hieroglyphics.
It is. It's
burning.
really overly confusing for no reason. But, yeah. Oh, it's
Okay.
actually spawning now. Yeah, it's immediately spawning. So it was the really short timer, which is good for Cloud9 because they actually have all the lanes pushed in right
Well,
now.
the thing is, if they lose this team fight and they get wiped, Slaughter with the amp damage could actually easily take it down. So this is actually a fairly
Dyer's
important fight,
bottom tower
depending
is
on how
under attack.
Fnatic takes it. Looks like you just give it up completely, and that's going to allow Cloud9 to easily waltz into the Roshan pit.
Yeah, they should be able to get this, go check Roshan on the way
Dyer's
back,
bottom
see it's up,
tower
and
has fallen.
maybe secure it. Hani is nearby, though. These are the kind of fights, though, around Roshan is where things can really change drastically because there's so many ledges and high ground areas that even if a fissure comes really fast from Pylai Die, it could potentially just be enough time for Hani to get somebody like up on the high ground, you know, where the rest of Fnatic is. So there's actually less margin for error in fights like that, but we'll see how they handle it.
Especially when one team has flying vision and the other team does not. Hani will find Bone 7. That's a good target. The fissure, it's always on point. Bone 7, though, looks like he got his face off, but the silent was on top. The arrow looks like it's not going to hit on anything. Arrow, it's going to get blown up, but he does have Gray for a little bit longer. Leap goes back. Hani, arrow is going to die. And the birds on the backside just cleans up.
Oh, Blink forward, Pylai Die. By getting stuck and the Manor Slam right in the face. Sing actually gets the kill on that one too. Sing 8-0-6 this game. He's got Drum's Manta.
Yeah, and of course Envy's gonna go into the Roshan pain.
Poor Roshan. He doesn't deserve this.
Man, did you see the damage though on that slaughter? He blinked in and he just lost all of his HP instantly.
Yeah. The thing is, you can just put the Mjolnir proc on somebody, and it does an insane amount of damage if somebody's getting focused. Like, it really is an insanely good item since the buff. I used to think it was pretty bad. Oh, Blink on Trixie, gets a stomp off on Owie. Pylai coming in with the fissure. Envy's just going to come in here and turn somebody off. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my god.
He got the grave.
Right.
No, never give up, never surrender.
He's going to die to the tower shot?
He's alright. No. Oh, that's another kill.
Alright. Sing Sing cleans up. Man, Sing Sing's... I wish I first picked Sing Sing, because if you look at his fantasy points...
Oh yeah, we can check that.
Can we actually look at it?
Just make sure you don't hit the other button.
8.
Ooh, Blink stomping. Ooh, Trixie dead.
Double kill.
Sing's racking up some pretty decent points this game, I have to say. No Tail sitting at a solid minus 0.1. Well played, sir.
So, do you feel like it's just a very, very good draft from Cloud9 with the Earthshaker and the Drow Ranger combo that really just kind of seal things away?
Well, clearly you always have to execute lineups where you're pretty heavily reliant on counter initiation.
But you talked about the ease of execution runs.
Right, but it's still like... Pylai was really fast with all of his fissures. Even like 1 extra second or 2 extra seconds could have been the difference between a hero being alive or being dead, or even them just trading a kill instead of just losing somebody for no reason.
Right.
I think the fight top actually hurt really hard for Fnatic, because that was the point where I thought, hey, they got Bone 7, they picked him. At the very least, they can force Cloud9 off their side of the map, because they had actually been playing it pretty aggressively for the majority of the game. But I do agree that Cloud9's draft was a bit easier to play. But, I mean, you can't fault that. Like, you can't fault a team for picking a draft that is easy. And it worked really well for them. So I was just impressed because the heroes, looking at them on Fnatic, by nature you say they want to play aggressive, but their lanes were quite static. The only person who really moved at all was No Tail.
Perhaps the two supports went wrong. Like, yeah, they were great lane supports. But you know, again, you don't expect a Dazzle and a Lich to be ganking. And the cores really need those supports to stay in lane to help out. So it was tough for them.
Well, Hani got a really good start, actually. He got, like, all the...
8-minute blink, was it? Yeah.
Really fast start. He just couldn't do anything with it, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of the game was really reliant on him and being able to find initiations, as are most teams that are comprised of Bat Riders. But this one especially, because even the first kill they got on Envy, it wasn't just a getaway free kill, you know?
They lost two supports.
Yeah. So yeah, Cloud9. Looking pretty darn good.
I think they're looking to clean things up. Illusion Rune gets picked up here by Sing Sing, who, by the way, also working on the Maelstrom of his own. Got a Mantis out already finished.
What do you think of the Shadow Amulet change? Do you think have you seen any cool plays with it yet, or?
I actually haven't.
I mean, I've seen in a pub game somebody like Shadow Amulet the Tidehunter in the middle of a wave, and then somebody walked up to try to push their base, and he just ravaged them all, and they won. Well, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, when I saw in the patch notes, I was like, oh my god, we can do so much cool shit, and then...
It's really not like that useful. It's just, this game is not really favoring you when you're sitting in one spot for too long. So any item that you have to stand still with, it's kind of like, okay, not the greatest.
Get a little force stuffs.
I think Pylai just called for a smoke into the top lane. I think they're going to go into the top Brax where it's already ticking and do a surprise backstab here.
Reach around.
I like this. This is really good.
Yep. Also, I think Assault Curious just got finished on AUI, which when your support Visage has accept... Oh,
he's got some here.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no sentries. Trixie going to be the first one to find out, hey, they're here. It hurts real bad at 825 damage crit. Not too shabby.
Yeah. And they're going to just take down the range racks, mow that one down. The arrow, not going to hit.
What do you do? Like, it's not looking great.
Definitely not. And the thing is, if arrow gets to a fight, he just goes splat. Like, the damage output on the side of Cloud9 right now is completely insane, and pretty much all of it is
No Tail's going to lead the charge self-grave, and here we go. We're going to have Era trying to go in to do some damage, but No Tail's going to be the first one to drop as soon as that grave runs out. On the backside, the splat has happened, and GG gets called.
I got to say, very impressed with the way Cloud9 played this. Like, their draft, I think, after I saw the way the lane shaped up, it looked to be their advantage kind of from the get-go. Envy having a free lane. I don't know. It just really felt to me like there wasn't much that Fnatic could do, especially after the first time you see Hani initiate and you see the fight go down, and it's like, well, they got a kill, and they lost 2 supports, and every single fight after that, Pylai Dai was just on point with just fissure.
Yeah, you should get fantasy points for that.
I wish. How many times did Pylai Dai save his team? In my mind, he scored like 100 points.
In my mind, he's the MVP of